Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to Beatley Town's live stream. I've got a few on at the moment. Who's here? Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay down in the comments. Who have we got? So we've got Nathan's here. He's saying, hope everyone has had a good day. Jeff is here. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you here, and good to have you here. And we've got George Smith here at the moment. We'll just sort of wait for a few people to join, and then we'll get into it. We've got, who else have we got here? Drag Gurus, nice and clear. Good to hear. And Jeff is confirming that sound and video is good. Ken Valentine is here. Hiya, Ken. Hiya. And David Barron is here. Mind you, while watching Crystal Palace v Tottenham on Sky. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. I was unfortunate enough to be at the London Stadium yesterday to watch West Ham pathetically lose at home to Fulham. And I don't know whether you're a Palace fan or a Tottenham fan, David, but I hope you're having a better time than I did yesterday. I did quite enjoy it, actually, to be honest. Gav's here. Hi, Gav. Hi, good to see you. Evening Tone. This had to be more fun than the Spurs game. Yeah, I hope so. David said he can watch both. And Neil is here. Neil is always here for the live stream, all the way from Aberdeen in Scotland. Thanks for joining, Neil. Good to see you. And Adrian Nikink, best wishes from Holland. Welcome. Good to have someone here from the Netherlands. Mrs. Beatley Tone is here as well. We've got 35 people on so far, which is not bad in the first couple of minutes. That's good. Hopefully some more will join shortly. The floor is yours. Anything you want to talk about. I hope everyone's had a good Christmas, and we certainly did. And it's good to be sort of heading towards New Year, and obviously wish everyone a happy New Year, but I'll do that at the end of the show as well. Mike Waljesper is here. Thanks, Mike, for being here, and you're welcome. Stephen's here. Merry Christmas to you, Mrs. Beatley Tone. Merry Christmas to you as well, Stephen. I hope you had a good one. And Jeff says, so it was a Beatle-free Christmas this year for me. Got a cool Alan Parsons Project box set, though. So it's sort of Beatles related. Yeah. Mrs. Beatley Tone is into the Alan Parsons Project. I think we've got one of his box sets. Is it called The Eye in the Sky? Something like that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, Jeff. Charlie's here. Hi, Charlie. Care to come in on these Beatle fatigue videos popping up? Not really. Not really. I'm not fatigued in the slightest, because I don't just listen to the Beatles. I listen to lots of other music as well, and I don't know. The thing is, for me, I've seen. I haven't seen Matthew Street's video, but I saw Joe's video, and Joe's been doing YouTube for a long time. Well, so has Matthew, to be honest. But I haven't been doing it quite as long as those guys. And to be absolutely honest, since I've had my channel, I think I've become more Beatley than I was before. So I think I'm kind of into it even more now, and paying a lot more attention to what's going on. So I'm probably not going to do a Beatles fatigue video because I'm not suffering from it. Mike says, "Did you hear about the fest?" Yeah, I did. I heard about that a few days ago, and that doesn't really surprise me. It's a bit of a shame because I think the main thing, having been to a Beatles fest now, and I think that the main thing about it is the getting together of the fans. That's the big draw. I think because when you think about the guest speakers that they're getting now, there's so few A-listers, should we say, or even B-listers, or possibly even C-listers that are still with us, that are willing to do that sort of thing. We went to Chicago in August, and one of my mates, Nick, he had a conversation with Jenny Boyd, who's Patty Boyd's sister, and he asked her a very simple question. He asked a very simple question: "What is your favorite George Harrison album?" And she couldn't name one. She couldn't name one George Harrison album, which I thought was a bit weird. But there you go. Okay. Who's going to do the Beatles 2026 tag? Anyone know? No, I haven't heard. I haven't heard. I think, did Patricia do it last year? I can't remember. But no, I haven't heard. I've seen there's the normal VC, the vinyl tag thing. I saw Gavin's video for that, and there's a few good questions in there. I don't know whether I'm going to do it or not, but we'll see. Mrs. Beatley Tony is googling the Alan Parsons box now. Now, don't get confused between Alan Parsons and Alan Partridge. Aha! David said, 2-0 to Tottenham. That's depressing. Dino's here. Hi, Dino. Merry Christmas, Antonio. Did you get some unneeded socks for Christmas? No, I didn't get any socks. I did get a couple of. I got a nice little box from Mrs. Beatley Tone of Beatles badges or pins. You might call it, like in enamel pins. They were very nice. And she found me Dance Tonight. What would you call it? A shaped single, although I'm not quite sure what the shape is. It looks a bit like a sofa. I'm not sure, but it's a kind of a picture disc thing. David says, good. The Beatles never lived in a musical bubble, so should nobody else. Yeah, absolutely. Mrs. Beatley Tone says your Beatliness has definitely increased since you've had your channel. Yeah, I think it has. Good news from David. Tottenham's goal given offside. Considering who Jenny Boyd was married to, I doubt she would name a Fleetwood Mac album. I doubt she would name a Fleetwood Mac album. That was her favourite. Yeah, but he was asking specifically what her favourite George Harrison album, not like her favourite, album. And hi, Beatle Rob. Hi. Gav says, yeah, VAR 1-0 still. Any Beatles type Christmas presents this year? Yeah, I was just saying, Gav. Yeah, I've got I got a badge set from like an Apple, like enamel Beatles badges, which was like a box with about, I think it's 4 or 5 badges in it. That was really nice. Got the got the Dance Tonight shaped 7-inch single. So it's kind of like a picture disc thing. It's got Dance Tonight on both sides, and yeah, got that. And my daughter got me some Beatles coasters, which were really nice. Were really nice, and also a bobble hat with Beatley tone across the top. And she got one for Mrs. Beatley tone that's got Mrs. Beatley tone across the top as well. Yeah, so those were the kind of, I think they were the Beatles. Oh no, Mrs. Beatley tone got me this. You see that the Abbey Road thing there on the wall? She got me one for the Help, with the old, with them like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to have room to put them up, or I mean, I've got room to put them up, but they're probably, if I do put them up, they might be out of shot. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. James Boyce is here. Hi, James. Happy New Year to you too, mate. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining. John Kay. Hiya. You're from Connecticut, right? Yeah, I remember. Best wishes to you, Mr. Beatley Tone. Thank you so much for all you do. You're welcome, mate. Cheers from John K. Beatley 6 from the KT colony. Oh yeah. Oh, there was this as well. She just brought them in. So there's that. This sort of promotional thing for Off the Ground that you might find in a record shop. That came. What else? Let me show you the boxes she's brought me in. So that is the pin box. Oh, one of them's just fallen out. Let's just put it back in. There you go. So that is the pin box, which is very nice, like enamel badges. Very nice. What? I don't know if I can show that. It's just too big. The Help thing is just huge. I can't even really show it, to be absolutely honest. But hang on. Gav says we need to see the bobble hats. Oh, okay. You get the bobble hats. We're gonna get the bobble hats. We'll get back to you in a minute. Gav. Lynn says bobble. Yeah, bobble, not bubble. Lena, is that a British thing? Bobble hats. It's like a wooden hat with a thing on the top, a bit like a Santa hat. We'll need to see that. These are the enamel coasters that my daughter got me. These are very nice as well. They're really heavy. They sort of cork on the back, but they've got that and that, and there you go. So there you go. That was that. And this is my Beatley tone hat. It's back to front. There you go. So that, and there's Mrs. No, there. Where are you? There. Mrs. It's so difficult in reverse. Mrs. Beatley Tone's hat as well. So that is the Beatley Tone bobble hat from my daughter.
Available on Amazon soon.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. So that was about the sum of it, I think. Let's move on. Hofner guitars filing for bankruptcy. What's the latest? Glad I bought my Hofner bass when I did. I don't know. I mean, obviously I heard about that. I heard about that, and they make other instruments apart from bass guitars, don't they? But I would imagine that the Hofner bass guitar's probably been keeping that company going for quite some time. So I don't know. I don't know whether someone will come in and rescue them or not. But I guess that's it's pretty sad news, I guess. James says, "Do you like Off the Ground?" I can't recall. I saw the tour twice at Earl's Court. My least favourite tour. Yeah, I do quite like. I quite like it. I'm not mad on it. It's bottom half of the ranking for me. I did rank all Paul's albums, which was quite hard. But I do quite like. There's quite a lot of songs on it that I do like. There's a few that I'm not that keen on. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I also saw that tour. Now did we? No, we didn't see it at Earl's Court. I remember this is 1993, and we had a holiday booked. We were going to Italy when he was at Earl's Court. So we went and saw him in Paris on that tour at that. And what's that place called? Something de Bercy or something. The Beatles played there in the 60s, and it was like an all-standing venue, really good venue. So we went to see Paul in Paris on that tour, but didn't make it to Earl's Court. What does everyone else think about Off the Ground? There's a few good songs on it. I think there are a few good songs. I really like Biker Like an Icon. A lot of people don't like that, but I really do. I think it's a great song. I like sort of story songs and stuff like that. Charlie says, I've always called them stocking caps. You're talking about the bobble hats, right? Okay. Lynn says the hats are great. Stephen says, first off, what personally do you want to see released in 2026 more than anything else? I don't know if you've seen my video on what I think is going to come out in 2026. But I think that for me, it's a toss up between if you're saying what do I want most. I want the Beatles to get back onto the deluxe box set thing. I think it's going to be Rubber Soul, but I don't really mind if it's not. I don't really mind if it's any of the others that they haven't done, but I just want them to get back onto that mode rather than these sort of more random releases that they've done since the Revolver. So, hopefully it'll be Rubber Soul. For one of the reasons I hope it's Rubber Soul more than anything else is that people will stop, going on about, we want Rubber Soul. Once it's here, then people will obviously moan about when they tell us what's on it. They'll moan about because this isn't on it and that's not on it, and there's not many sessions on here. Blah blah blah. People won't be happy with it, but at least it'll be out there, and we'll be able to move on to something else, I think. So a toss up between Rubber Soul and Paul McCartney's new album. Those are the two things that I want most in 2026. Gavin says, I missed the hat. Show it again. I went to the loo. Oh, she's taking them away. She's taking them away. She's taking them away, Gav. You'll have to watch it on the rerun. Timestamp around 15 minutes, I would say. Maybe she'll bring them back out again. We'll have to wait and see. Mrs. Beatley Tone says it's in my top 3 Off the Ground. I knew that. James Byers is here. Hi, James. Nice to see you. Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year. Jeff says, I like all the B-sides. You what? Okay. This will be the right, Gav, just leave it here and I'll, here it is, mate. Look, Gav. There you go. Right, sorted. Jeff says, I like all the B-sides of the CD singles, EPs from Off the Ground better than the album proper. Long Leather Coat is my favourite. Yeah, there's some good ones. There are some good ones on those CD singles, isn't there? There is a few good songs on there. I'm not like a big fan of like Come On People. I always think that's a bit like a bit of a poor man's Hey Jude. But there are some good songs on it. I do like the title track. I do like Hope of Deliverance. I don't like Peace in the Neighborhood. I do like the 2 Elvis Costello songs, Mistress and Maid, and what's the other one called? I can't remember now. What is the other one called? Mistress and Maid, and it doesn't matter. Someone will tell me. Someone will remind me. But a few good tracks on that. But yeah, the B-sides are good. Nathan said, I did get Anthology and the one-to-one concert on CD for Christmas. Great stuff. Great stuff. Do tell me what you guys got for Christmas. Love to know what your stocking was filled with. Doesn't have to be Beatley. It can be other artists as well. Whatever you want to talk about. Any comments on underground releases like the infamous Beatles Anthology Ultimate Edition? I did have a look at that. And it seemed like I don't know about Ultimate Edition. It did seem like there was they'd kind of done what was kind of done on Anthology 4, where they'd just taken quite a lot of the songs that were on the sessions from the box sets and added them on, the ones that weren't on the official Anthology 4. There was a few bits and pieces in there, but I'm just not a big fan of bootlegs. I like to hear things, in the best sound quality, and bootlegs generally don't deliver that. They're much improved, but I'd rather have this stuff from an official source. That's just me. Daffodil 800. What happened to the other 799 daffodils? That's a question that we need to ask, I think. Had a very attractive Beatles first visit socks from my better half, amongst other things. Very nice, very nice. John says, hopefully Fender might buy Hofner like they bought Gretsch many years ago. Not sure if they still own Gretsch. I have 2 Gretsch reissues of a Hofner bass. Okay. Yeah, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Charlie says, I love Biker like an icon as well. That's good. James is talking about Off the Ground. Off the Ground, I can take it or leave it. The songs are fair enough, but I don't like the production. It sounds a bit thin to me. The live versions on the 93 tour sound much more like it. Yeah, that's a fair comment. I think that's a fair comment. Kevin Vinyl Collector says, I love Off the Ground. I saw him in Minneapolis at the Metrodome in 1993. Fantastic, fantastic. Paul McLaughlin is here. Hi, Tone. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas to you. Could you help me with a mono rubber sole I picked up cheap? It's a mono -5, which I believe is the Hazel Yarwood pressing with KT code. Is there any other way of identifying it? I don't know. I thought the -5 was the main identifier, because there was a kind of a dash. There was a -1 and a -4 and a -5, wasn't there? And apparently the -5 is the best sounding one, I think. But I'm not really sure about other identifiers for that. Maybe someone in the comments can help out with that one. James says, like most, some of the B-sides would have improved Off the Ground. How Kicked Around No More failed, and Peace in the Neighborhood made it. Yeah, good comment. Yeah, very true. I like that one as well. Kicked Around No More. Hi, Joseph. Welcome. A happy Christmas to you and your family too, my friend. Stephen, Rubber Soul is Stephen's top pick for 2026 as well. Lynn said, The Lovers That Never Were. That's the one I couldn't remember. That's the one that I couldn't remember. And Wind Up Open Sea, the most off the ground, but Off the Ground, Buckle Like an Icon, and Come On People. Also good. Thank you, Lynn. Unlucky me. That's about the hat. The hat's back. Thank you, Mrs. Beatley Tone. Farrell Kappa is here. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone, and to you, mate, and to you. And yes, Hope of Deliverance is good too, says Lynn. Nathan says, you know what, I want to see a documentary about the Beatles in Hamburg. Then we can get the Star Club. I think they could talk to Peter Jackson? Well, a documentary would depend on. Would be fairly reliant on whether there was any footage of them in Hamburg, and I'm pretty sure there probably isn't that much because they were pretty unknown. And but there is the BBC here in the UK have commissioned a series which will be like a drama rather than a documentary about the Beatles' days in Hamburg, appropriately called Hamburg Days, and that is coming out. Is it coming out this year? When I say this year, obviously I mean 2026. I can't remember whether it was late 2026 or early 2027 that was coming, but that is coming, a documentary on Hamburg Days. As far as the Star Club, I'd like to know what everyone's thoughts are on the Star Club, because I've had that album since it came out. I reckon I've played it 10 times at the most. It's probably less than that. It's just really hard. It's really hard to listen. It's not a great performance. The sound's terrible, and obviously a cleaned up version would be better. Would be a great improvement. But how interested are we in that album? It's mostly Beatles doing covers. I know it's got historical value, but as I say, the performance not great. It's not great. They're pretty drunk when they did it, apparently. But historically, it's got quite big importance, and we know that Peter Jackson owns the tapes now, so Apple don't even own them. So Peter Jackson owns the tapes. So the only chance of this coming out, I think, is if he presents them to Apple and all of a sudden they're interested in them. But remember that they did fight tooth and nail to stop that album coming out back in the 70s, and they were also talking about using a couple of tracks from Hamburg in the original anthology in the 90s, and they were rejected by the Beatles back then. So I think there's got to be the will there from the Beatles camp to actually want to do that. So we'll have to wait and see. If it comes out, I will probably buy it. Especially if the sound is really improved. But a lot of people asking for it. Definitely. Joe got Paul McCartney's Ram LP and Paul is live. Excellent. Were they both the black vinyl versions? Did you get the coloured versions of both of those albums? Daffodil 800 says there is a series coming out New Year. Yeah. We just covered that. I'm thinking of getting out the anthology box set from Amazon. I really want to get the LP set, but it's so much money, so I think I'll go with the CD set. Yeah, I got both, and they both sound really good. The sound quality is so improved on it. They've done such a good remastering job with it. Really good, but yeah, the LP is really expensive. Maybe we'll find that the price will drop later in the year. Maybe, I don't know. James Byers says, for Christmas, I got a couple of Tudor Elizabeth I books I was after. History is my other huge obsession. The new 40 Towers. I didn't know there's a new 40 Towers book. And a chess set. Beatle-wise, I got Paul's new Wings book. So you are very occupied with your presents, James. Good. Hope you enjoy all that stuff. I used to love doing the Tudors and Stuarts at school. I can pretty much remember quite a lot about them. We had to do a project. On the Tudors and Stuarts. Charlie says, I got an art piece from Strawberry Field, a 45 disc carved to look like John with the gates in the background. Nice piece to put up in my Beatles room. That sounds really nice, Charlie. Very nice. Good stuff. Check Discogs, Paul. What are we talking about? What's that about? I'm not sure who we're talking. Who's Paul? Which Paul we're talking to? George says, my favourite off the ground tracks are Mistress Was Made, Lovers Never Were, the two Elvis Costello songs. Yeah, they are great. They're both great. Lynn says, love Kicked Around No More. Stephen is here. Hi, Stephen. Hi to you. Merry Christmas to you. Nathan says, I personally would like Beatles for Sale box set. To me, it's an underrated album. Yeah, and there's definitely, well, according to Lewison, there's definitely more outtakes in those earlier albums to play with for sessions. Rubber Soul was just the way that they recorded it so quickly, and they did all the did the rhythm tracks first, and so what they've got for outtakes is mostly instrumentals. There are a few exceptions to the rule. There's a few takes of Norwegian Wood, for example. We've got that What Goes On acetate from 1963, not recorded during Rubber Soul. We've got that as well as a possible. We've got live tracks possibly from the Rubber Soul album that were done in December 1965 in the UK and around the world in 1966. So Beatles for Sale, yeah, could be a good box. Dino says, Off the Ground has to be heard on vinyl as the CD is too compressed and muddy sounding. Barker Like a Like on Ive was outstanding, loud, and Robbie McIntosh's guitar was out of this world. I can't really remember specifics. I'd have to go probably to Paul is live, wouldn't I? I'd have to go to Paul is live to revisit that. But yeah, I do have it on vinyl. It sounds okay. It sounds good. Expensive though. Expensive to buy. Not many on vinyl these days. Paul says, "Thank you. I was just surprised how cheap it was. Maybe the seller didn't know what they had. Love your channel. Always look forward to watching you, and take care." Thanks very much, Paul. I'm glad I kind of answered your question. But I'm glad you enjoy the channel. Thanks very much. Stay tuned. Lots to come in the new year, but this will probably be my last video of the year. Eric says, cheers from Nashville. Thank you for joining us from Nashville. Lovely to have you here. Stephen says, hi, Beatley. Last Christmas was much better. We saw Paul and Ringo at the O2. Yeah, we did. I did get to see Paul twice this year in Montreal, which was just fantastic. I love that, but no Ringo this time. But they were great gigs nonetheless. But yeah, just fantastic to see Ringo get up on stage with Paul and do Sgt. Pepper and Helter Skelter. It was great. That was great. Not sure when each of the Fabs got a reel-to-reel, but it's unimaginable that there weren't Rubber Soul home demos that they could add. Yeah, well, there could be, but they would be, home demos would be in the possession of the individual Beatles that wrote the song, made the demo. So my video was based on bootlegs that I've got, and it was based on Mark Lewison's complete recording sessions where he goes day by day what takes they did each day and talks about them. Now obviously demos, he wouldn't have been handed demos. He would have been sat in Abbey Road. They were giving him all the tape boxes that they could find there. Now it's also possible that there were some tape boxes from Rubber Soul that they couldn't find or had gone missing at that particular time. It was a long time ago that he did that book. I think it was around 1988, something like that. So that is a possibility. And if there are demos like the Yellow Submarine demo that turned up for Revolver that may be in the possession of Paul or Sean or even Olivia in the private collections that they might be able to dig up. They could be possible. They could be possible. But on the face of it, as things stand, they didn't do many takes of each of the songs, so there isn't a lot to choose from. Right, okay. There is an old DVD documentary on the handbag with Alan Williams and other talking heads that was pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think, if there isn't a lot of footage, then a lot of the any documentary that they make is going to be talking heads, isn't it? So that's the thing. A lot of people don't like talking heads docs, and I'm not talking about the band. James says, yes, the series is based on Klaus's book. Fingers crossed it will be good. John says, I'm hoping for a 1965 box set with the best of Help, Rubber Soul and Shay. I know it probably won't happen, but who knows? Yeah, we just don't know. We just don't know where they're going to go with this, because the next box set that comes out is going to be under the direction of the new CEO, Tom Green. So, we just don't know what the direction is going to be. Now, they should have a company the size of Apple should have a 5-year roadmap. How can a company of that size operate without a roadmap of where they know, each thing is going? Now, whether Tom Green is going to stick to what the original 5-year roadmap contained for 2026, or whether he's going to rewrite it, that is what we don't know. But yeah, I mean, I would be up for a 1965 box as well. It didn't fare too well in the comments when I asked people to comment about what they wanted for Rubber Soul. That about 7% of people said they would be happy with a combined box, Help and Rubber Soul. So we'll have to see. Paul says, personally, I like to see Magical Mystery Tour box set if there are any extras to put on it. Yeah, I think that Magical Mystery Tour would be a good one to double up with Yellow Submarine, because they can't really do. There's not really much for Yellow Submarine, and most of the songs for Yellow Submarine were written in 1967. Most of them. So it would be quite good to double those two up. Now, we have had if you think about, Anthology and, Sergeant Pepper box, I had outtakes from Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields Forever, which kind of, on the Magical Mystery Tour album. Almost all the songs from Magical Mystery Tour have already been remixed, apart from Flying, Blue Jay Way, Your Mother Should Know, and the studio version of Baby You're a Rich Man. So we've had most of it remixed already. And we've had quite a lot of outtakes on Anthology and on Sergeant Pepper, and on Anthology 4. We got an outtake for All You Need Is Love, and for I'm the Walrus, I think was on that as well. So, we just don't. I haven't really looked into it to see what is available. I just really concentrated that video just on Rubber Soul. But maybe during this year I'll go back and I'll go and look and see what we've got, for other box sets, and maybe talk about those as well. Because that video was quite popular. It did well. Where are we? The handbag takes would be just as fascinating as the BBC releases. Yeah, maybe, but with the BBC releases, we've got obviously we've got a lot of covers that we hadn't heard, that hadn't appeared on albums, but also we got live versions of some of the songs that we were familiar with, and I know there's a couple of those on Hamburg. There's a couple of songs that they did release on albums later, but I just think the BBC were more interesting, maybe. But each to their own. Whatever you think is the right answer. It's all about opinions. It's all about opinions. So whatever you think is the right answer, basically. Hi, Tone. Do you go to Beatle Week in Liverpool? And if so, would you recommend it? Never been, but I feel like it's about time I got round to it. I haven't been for a long, long time, but lots of people go to it. Dino, who is on this chat, he goes, so he might want to he might want to weigh in on what they're like now. But they're great. They used to be great. They used to be great. I don't know what they're like now, but uh, you know, it's worth giving it a go. Depends where you're coming from, really. Where where do you live, and um, but yeah, Dino or anyone else who's a regular at Beatle Week in Liverpool in August wants to weigh in on that, that would be great. Eric Stroud says Star Club is underrated. If you hear the actual mini version, the fake stereo processing on many versions ruin it. Bettina. Okay. I'm not sure if I know. You mean there's a cut down version of it, like a music for pleasure type thing, not a what was it? What were they called? Linger Song or something? The label that released the original. I can't remember. I'm not aware of that version. David says, ended 1-0 to Tottenham. Okay. Some people will be pleased about that. The underrated if you get the actual mono version on CD. Okay. Speaking of anthology, was Paul involved in any phase of the remixing of Real Love and Free as a Bird? I don't know, and I don't think so. As far as we know, the remix was done by Jeff Lynne. He was the original producer. I honestly don't know the answer to that, Charlie. I'm sorry. I haven't heard that he was, and if he was, we probably would know about it. But I don't know for a fact. 40 Towers book is written by John Cleese. I don't know if I used to love 40 Towers, and when my kids were young, I introduced them to 40 Towers, and they loved it as well, and they watched it over and over and over and over again. And I've kind of got 40 Towers fatigue because there's only 2 series, there's only 12 episodes, and maybe it's time for I've got them on DVD, and maybe it's time to go back and see if they're as brilliant as I remember. But I can remember, like, you know what kids are like, with films and videos and cartoons and stuff. Play again. Can we have it again? Can we have it again? Can we have it again? And it's like that, and you go yeah, you get a bit. I used to, like the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book used to be my absolute favorite Disney film. I remember seeing it with my dad when I was a kid, and I just absolutely loved it. Loved all the songs, and just loved the film. And then when the got it for the kids and they want to watch it over and over and over again, I was kind of Jungle Booked out. A bit like our Joe and Matt are Beatled out. I'm Jungle Booked out at the moment, but 40 Towers, maybe it's time to revisit it. Paul says, for Christmas, I got Jimi Hendrix Axis Boulder's Love box set, the Who Are You box set, and Frank Sinatra in the Wee Small Hours. Fantastic. I hope you're enjoying those. Have you listened to them all already? I like Hendrix. I'm not sure if I want to kind of dive deep into box sets with Hendrix, but I've got a couple of Jimi Hendrix, the best ones really, Jimi Hendrix Experience and Electric. I want to call it Electric Landlady, but that was a Kirsty MacColl album, Electric Ladyland. But the Who Are You box looks fantastic. I'm still thinking about that. It is really good. I have heard it, and there's some great live stuff included. I bought the Who Are You album when it came out in '78, And you know, it's not one of their best albums, is it? It's not one of the best albums, but the box set has really enhanced that album with all the extra stuff that is there. Gav's got to go. See you, Gav. Thanks for being here. Good luck with the next draw on the Beatle board. Are people watching the Beatle board? Are people watching the Beatle board? We're having so much fun making those shows. So please watch it. It's a good laugh, and we really are. We just laugh and laugh and laugh when we're making the show. So please watch it, and if you have watched it, let me know what you think about it. Bob's here. Hello, Bob. Only got up an hour ago, and the missus the missus just told me you're doing a live stream. Don't know what I missed. Hope you had a great Christmas. Yeah, we've just been, we've just been chewing the fat as we always do, mate. You haven't missed any revelations. I don't think you've missed any revelations, but people have been talking about what they've been getting for Christmas. We've been talking about Off the Ground. We've been talking about the Star Club Hamburg. We've been talking about what we want in 2026. So you haven't missed much, really. But Merry Christmas to you and Erin, and Happy New Year to you, mate. Okay, let's move on. Ram was the original LP and Live was the coloured version. Okay, cool. Gavin's still got a dash. Have a great end to 25. You too, mate. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. I'm looking forward to you getting pulled out of the hat for the Beatle board. Eric says, hi, Beatley Tone. I hope you had a nice Christmas. I did, thank you. Hope you had one too. And that you have a great, healthy New Year. Thank you so much. Same to you and yours, Eric. Okay, Sue says, I have to say, after being critical of the anthology re-release, that it sounds absolutely stunning. And okay, the fourth edition has maybe a few too many instrumentals, but the other three editions sound much better. Yeah, they do. And I still, even with the instrumentals on Anthology 4, I still think it flows really when you listen to the whole album, end to end. It's it's got a good feel to it. It's got a good feel to it. Okay. Right. Okay. So I agree with you. Hi, Beatley Tone, Mr. Beatley Tone. Happy New Year to you both. Thank you, and hope you're well. Great show, and thank you. Thanks very much, Selwyn. Thank you for being here. Who is your favourite Paul guitarist? For me, both. I adore Jimmy McCulloch and Rusty, about the same. Robbie is a great player, but I actually prefer his stuff with the Pretenders over playing with Paul. Okay, so yeah, I think Jimmy McCulloch, for me, Jimmy McCulloch, Rusty is brilliant. He's a brilliant guitarist, and he certainly, I think he adds more to the show vocally than Jimmy did, but. I think it's really hard to tell because I'm not a guitarist. So I don't really understand the technicalities of guitar playing. But to me, Jimmy, the stuff that Jimmy did when he was in the band and on Wings Over America is just, it's just fantastic, just fantastic. And so I'd probably go with Jimmy, with Rusty a close second, I would say. Where are we now? If there's a DVD set of Shea Stadium, it would be good to include their appearance on the Ed Sullivan show, which was just the day before the big concert. Yeah, I think that would be good to include. I'm just gonna nip down the thing because I just want to say hello to Andy, who I know is at JFK Airport as we speak, waiting to get on a flight to come to England. And he says, get the Who Are You box set, Tone, and I'll see you in a couple of days. I'll see you in a few days, Andy. looking forward to seeing you here in London. We will be here. We'll be doing a Hands Across the Water show with Andy Nichols in the Beatley Tone room. I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to do. Who else have we got here? Andy says, "What's your hold? Oh, what's your hold? It's what's your hold on the Beatle board? What's your hold on the Beatle board? That's the catchphrase. I've got to keep in order, otherwise I'm going to lose people because they're going to go because they're going to be saying I'm going, and I would have missed them. They were already gone. Okay, where are we? Polythene Pam's Dazzard. Bloody hell, Tone. Late again. I hope your Christmas went well. Did you get anything Beatle related? I only got the Wings triple album, as you know, on release date, but I picked up the first Fireman album on clear vinyl. Wow, that is that's a good one. That's a good one to have. Yeah, I've got a few Beatley things. I got this Beatley Tone bubble hat from my daughter, and she also got me these sort of enamel coasters, and I got this set of Apple pins and a few bits and pieces. You'll have to because you're late. You'll have to watch it on the playback, and I show kind of everything that I got. Polythene Pack from Alpington Record Fair. My cousin lives in Alpington. Fair for 70 in brilliant condition. Blimey, that is cheap. That you got a deal there. You'll never play it, but you got a deal. I don't have that on vinyl. 5-year roadmap with one major release a year is not great. Maybe it should be 2 major releases a year. Yeah, maybe. Well, we'd certainly like them to get on with it, but would people moan if there was 2 things to lamp out cash for a year? Some people would be happy about it, some people wouldn't be. You know what it's like. You just can't please everyone. You can't. Whatever they do, they are onto a hiding to nothing, because that someone's going to be unhappy. Whatever they do, whatever they put out, someone will be unhappy. But if they were to put out 2 a year, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that. Stevie says, I know this sounds too easy, but how great would it be if the Beatles had a press officer who would keep us all up to date with any future releases? Yeah, like they used to, you mean? Like they used to. Yeah, that would be too easy. But, are the Beatles any different to any other bands, or are Apple or Universal any different to any other label? I don't know. But it would be great. It would be great to know what was it on on the hit list. What was on the hit list? Eric says the only thing I like better about the US Rubber Soul is how it starts with I've just seen a face, and the full start of I'm looking through you. Okay, and yes, so maybe we will get that. Hopefully, I'd like to see it included in the box set. I would like to see it, because you also got, because if it's the stereo US Rubber Soul, you've also got the Word with John's vocals double track, which we don't have on the UK version. There's Andy. So I just wanted to nip down to say hello to you, because I'm not sure what time you get in your plane soon. So I didn't want to not say hello, and hello to Heidi, because I know you'll be watching as well, or maybe you're just letting him get on with it, and you've snaked up to a bar, and you're just propping it up. Joe saying hi. A lot of people saying hello to Andy, Eric, and Joe, and James, and who else is here? We've got I see the BBC are making a hamburger related. Yeah, we talked about that. We did talk about that earlier as well. That was something else that you missed. yeah, we're talking about that. We couldn't remember whether it's coming out next year or is it the beginning of 2027 that's coming out. Lynn's saying hello to Andy. Nathan really loves 40 Towers. Mike's here. Hi, Mike. Merry Christmas to you. He's talking to Kevin, saying that he also saw the show at Minneapolis, and it was great. He lives in Minnesota. I love Off the Ground. I think Biker Like an Icon is a great song. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you here. Thanks for being here. And Mike is saying, I saw Jungle Book when it was originally released at the drive-in theatre. One of the best that Disney made. It is one of the best Disney made. We don't really have drive-ins here. They're not a thing. They're not a thing here. It's too cold. It's too cold. Bob says, as you know already, I've got the Beatles, Lennon Stones box sets for Christmas. I could never have waited for Christmas to get those. That's the problem. And Erin got me the new Who box set, and I also got some cash from mother-in-law, which is going to the Dylan box set. I am box setted out. Lots of listening to do. Dino, about Beatle Week in Liverpool. Beatle Week is amazing. Incredible performers and fans from around the world. Many places to visit, guest speakers, and the convention day on the Sunday at the Adelphi, where I regularly have a stall. A plug there for Dino's stall. So that's the answer. You got to go. You've got to go at least once. You've got to go at least once. And maybe we'll go this year. Maybe we will go this year. Because it has been a long time since we've been to Liverpool, and we were supposed to be in Liverpool right at this very moment, but because Andy's plane got cancelled, it kind of pulled the rug from under our feet, and it's kind of too far to go for a couple of days. So because I've got to be back for New Year's Eve because my band's got a gig New Year's Eve, so we had to give it a miss. So maybe Liverpool in 2026, we could do that. What do you think, Mrs. Beatley Tone? John says he loves the Beatle board, and Lynn says she really enjoys the Beatle board. And there's Heidi. Hello, Heidi. And I bellied up and counted the days to join you and Kim in London. We will see you in a couple of days. Safe travels, my friend. I learned a new American expression today, and that is bellied up, which I hadn't heard before. She said they were going to belly up to a bar and watch the football at the airport, and to me that just sounded like a snake going along. But anyway, hiya Heidi. We'll see you soon. Right, okay. Do you think that the German Horsu stereo pressing A1 B3 matrix is the best way to listen to Magical Mystery Tour? For me, is the DMM pressing from the 80s is the best. I can't comment because I don't have that version of Magical Mystery Tour, but it is very highly regarded, the Horsu version. I don't have it. So, the best version is subjective. It depends on your hi-fi, depends on your ears. Only really you can say. That's why I don't really pay that much attention to, this is the best version. This is the best sounding version of this record, or this is the best sounding version of that record. It's up to you. It's subjective, and people will make their own mind up based on their own hearing. Our all rapidly deteriorated hearing and our hi-fi. So that's my view on it. I've had a what's your haul on the Beatle board. Love the new show. Thank you, Andy. We just love making it. Yes, waiting for my name to be drawn for the Beatle board. Yeah, I've got them all here. They permanently live in here. All the names of all the people that have said they want to be on it are in that bowl. They're in that bowl. But we're going to draw it out of something else next time. We're not going to draw it out of the bowl. We're going to find some random thing to draw it out of, like a shoe or something. So just to be different, So good luck in the next draw. I think we'll be recording episode 4 sometime in January. James is going to salt dinner. Happy New Year in advance. Look forward to the fun in 2026. Happy New Year to you too, James. We'll see you soon. Mike says, the Beatball game is hand down one of the best shows on YouTube. I think the BBC needs to syndicate it. Yeah. Yeah, well, glad you're enjoying it. I say we have so much fun doing it, and we hope that it will take off. The latest episode, it hasn't had a huge amount of views, but it hasn't had as many as episode 1 anyway. But I hope people will watch it. Because it's a lot of fun. Right, okay, where are we? Dino says, Tone, what was the first Beatle item you ever received for Christmas? Oh God. And have you still got it? I got the Mind Games tape in 1980, but the best thing was the Lennon 4 CD set in 1990. The first thing that I got, I don't know. Well, it probably would have been around 1976, because that was the year that I got into the Beatles. So it would probably have been Chris. Oh, I know what it was. Wings Over America. That would have been the first Christmas present I got, Beatles related, from my parents. So I think that. What about the best one? I don't know the best one. I don't know, but it must be something more recent. From Mrs. Beatley, Tone. But it kind of, the things kind of merging into one. I mean, we went quite lo-fi on Christmas presents this year, because there's just been so much with Anthology, with Wings, and there's just been so much. But in the past, she's bought some great things. I think one year, she bought me Twin Freaks. I think I got Let It Be Naked on vinyl one year. It's hard to remember. It's hard to remember. But the Lennon 4 CD set, fantastic to get for Christmas. Have you heard any insider rumors on anything Beatley solo for 2026? Insider rumors? No, not really. But I've made that video on what I expect to happen in 2026. I mean, the only thing that I know for definite, because I do speak to Simon at the Lennon estate, is that I know that the one-to-one concert is going to be coming out on DVD and Blu-ray in 2026. I know that the Power to People book, the standalone book, the Hudson and Thames and Hudson book that they've done for each one of these ultimate mixes, release an accompaniment for each one of those box set, that is going to be coming out this year. They normally come out simultaneously with the box set, but for this one, it wasn't ready in time to come out with the box set. So that's coming out in 2026. That is definitely happening from the Lennon estate. What is definitely not happening from the Lennon estate next year is Walls and Bridges. But there could be, and I don't know this, but because I haven't been told this, but there could be something for Record Store Day, because they do like to put out something for Record Store Day. Now, whether this could be, it could be the reimagined New York City album on vinyl for Record Store Day. That would seem like an obvious choice for something different to put out that hasn't been out on vinyl before. And it's vinyl and it's Record Store Day, so that would make sense. What might also make sense is that the Walls and Bridges box is going to come in 2027, so maybe the November Record Store Day. Maybe there might be a teaser EP. They've done a teaser EP for the Mind Games box set and also for the Power to the People box set. But whether they would do it in November or hang it over until April 2027 Record Store Day for the box set to come out, probably around John's birthday in 2027. So I don't know. Everything else is speculation. We also know Wings at the Speed of Sound Half Speed Master will almost certainly be coming in March or April time. That'll be happening. Paul's album definitely coming out next year, but we don't know when, and we don't know what it's called, and we don't know whether it's going to be a single album or a double album because he's done 25 tracks. We think that Concert for Bangladesh is going to be coming out from the George Harrison camp, and we don't know yet whether that is going to be it's going to be remixed, but we don't know whether there's going to be a remix of both shows in that box set, because I feel like they've been treading water for so long, just putting out what we've already got just in different packaging, that they kind of need to do something a bit more adventurous, I think, in 2026. And so maybe Concert for Bangladesh with both shows included could be happening. But check out the video that I did on 2026, because I can't remember everything that I included. I think there's a new Ringo album in the offing for 2026 as well, a new country album. Eric says, when you have Andy in the room, you can call it completely across the water. Yeah, we could indeed. Mike says, as a guitar player, I think that Jimmy had the best soloing chops. His leads were immediate and really enhanced the Rockers Junior's farm solos. Fantastic example. Yeah, good point. Mike saying hello to Andy. Have a good time in the UK. Looking forward to seeing me and Andy on the show. Okay, great. There's a bit of a loving going on between Heidi and Mrs. Beatley Tone in the comments there and there. We've got a hands yellow, heart red. Hasn't quite translated to the comments properly, has it? Eric likes the Rubber Soul mug. So say you can buy everything. You can buy all sorts of merch for Rubber Soul. The only thing you can't buy is a Rubber Soul box set. Andy saying hello to Mike. Who have we got here? We've got Tony D is here. Just got Borrowed Time on DVD. It was excellent. They delved into every bit of John's career. His solo career. Yeah. I thought the bit about the 1981 tour was really fascinating. I didn't like some of the talking heads. I thought some of the things that they were saying were bullshit, basically. Some of them were good, but a couple of them weren't great. I did do a review of that on the channel. I went to see it in the cinema when it came out, but I haven't picked up the DVD yet. Maybe I will, because there's a director's cut, isn't there? There's about a 3-hour version of it, 3.5 hour version of it. But there were bits in it that I liked, the bits that I didn't really care for, to be absolutely honest. I thought the 1-to-1 film that came out earlier in the year was miles better. I thought that was brilliant. Just played Fireman just the once. It's great condition. Yeah, you may not go back to it. You may not go back to it. We've got people saying hello to Andy and Heidi, Nathan and Tony D. Where are we? Did you hear the leak of What Goes On demo? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I heard that. It was a kind of an acetate, wasn't it, that they did in 1963. For those of you that don't know, that sort of popped up on YouTube in the last week or so, I suppose. It's just John and Paul on acoustic guitar and vocals. Sounds good. And it's interesting that's come up at this particular time when we're kind of talking about there not being much in the way of outtakes for Rubber Soul. So that is interesting. Heidi talking back to Tony D. Where are we? Any plans for Mrs. Beatley Tone to be guest on your show? Or your daughter? Got any pets you can bring on? Can't thank you enough for your show and being such a great Beatley bud. Thanks very much, Eric. Glad you enjoy the show. No, I haven't. Mrs. Beatley Tone has been on the show from time to time, but we haven't. She hasn't. I mean, she hasn't even applied to be on the Beatle board yet. It could happen. It could happen. I'm not sure if my daughter would want to be on it. although she does tell people that like her of her age that I do this sort of nonsense, on YouTube. I'm not sure if she'd want to be on it, but anyway, thank you for your support, Eric. Really nice to hear, and Happy New Year to you. Likes the phrase "unbox set it out." Tony says, yes, Borrowed Time is new dot from Alan G. Parker, we should say, not the Alan Parker, not the film director Alan Parker, but another film director called Alan G. Parker. Aunt Mimi is in it, and Ken Womack as well. Yeah. Right, where are we? I'm trying to avoid conversations between people. I tell him, would Andy know why exactly why the Beatle Fest in America have been cancelled? Yes. Well, he may do, and he may comment on that. But as kind of said earlier, I think it's fairly obvious that it's a much more difficult thing to make great. I mean, for a start, the price they're really expensive. They're really expensive because they're held in posh hotels, so they are really expensive. So you've got to get numbers, and as I said earlier in the show, the number of A, B, or even C list celebrities that are still with us is dwindling all the time. And what happens is then you get kind of make weights, as guest speakers. I mean, the best thing, having attended one fest, the best thing about it is just meeting up with other Beatles fans. That was the best thing for me. I wasn't that interested in going to see, people talking. Although I did do a couple. There was a couple of things. Simon Kirke, who was the drummer in Bad Company and Free, was brilliant. He was brilliant. He was there because he was once in Ringo's All-Star Band. So you're kind of getting, how distanced the guests are from the Beatles themselves, from the Beatles story. But he was a great guest. Also saw a show done by John Lennon's lawyer, who was the lawyer for the case. For, you remember the Roots album, the rock and roll album, the Edward VIII album that John Lennon tried to get shut down. He was the lawyer there. He did a great show, and I've actually got his card, and I kind of want to get him on the channel actually, but things have kind of taken over. But yeah, I mean, I think those are the main reasons why there's no fest, and it's kind of, they're kind of saying it's going to come back in 2027, but will it? We'll have to see, because those two things, which I think are the major changes, are irredeemable, really, aren't they? They're not redeemable things. The prices, if they continue to have them in big swanky hotels, then the prices are going to be really expensive. Also, the marketplace, that there was hardly anything there. I mean, I did manage to pick up a couple of things that I wanted, but apparently, people have told me in years gone by that place was absolutely, chocker full of dealers, and now there's hardly anyone. Maybe there was about 20 stalls there in Chicago, I reckon. So it doesn't surprise me that the fest has met a grisly end, even if it's a temporary one. But I think it's probably on the cards, and it's a whole factor of people getting older. I think people getting older. I mean, we did a couple of panels there, and the podcasters will kind of really treat like the poor relations of the of the fest, because we were kind of tucked away in a room, sort of off-piste sort of thing. So if you didn't know that they were happening, then you probably wouldn't have known that we were doing them. But that's my views on it. Rob says, I know you don't really care for Beatle cover bands, but saw the Beatles cover band Rain in San Francisco the other night, and to be honest, wasn't that much impressed, although Paul was really good. Well, there are some good ones and there are some bad ones, and I have to be in the mood for them and possibly a little drunk to fully enjoy them. But they're okay. I mean, the bootleg Beatles are brilliant, but I've seen them so many times. That the entire lineup has changed now, from who's in it now to who's in it, who was in it when I first saw them. In fact, the bloke that used to play John Lennon in the bootleg Beatles is now the manager of the current band, I understand. But they're okay. They're okay. We saw a few good ones in Liverpool last year. There are some good ones out there. But cover bands, as talking as someone who's in a cover band, I can kind of take them or leave them. Do you know what I mean? Yank here, bellied up is absolutely not a common expression. Okay. No wonder I hadn't heard of it. Where are we? Bob's saying we are seeing our local Bay Area cover band, the Sun Kings, are on New Year's Eve. They are excellent, especially Drew Harrison's spot on John vocals. That's the band that you got up with, isn't it? If I remember rightly, I think you sent me a video of it. Okay. Here's Andy saying the official word, it's being rebranded in 2027. Thanks for the Beatle Week recommendation, Dino. Look forward to getting booked up in 2026. Something to look forward to. Yes, I think we might go as well. I think. Has Paul McCartney emailed you yet to confirm whether he would take part on the Beatle board? Well, I cannot reveal that. Because that is part of the show. It's an integral part of the show. So we'll have to wait until episode 4. Even I dare not ask Paul whether he's had an email from Paul about being on the show until we actually come to record the show. So we'll just have to keep that under a hat for now. Draw the names out of an old brown shoe. Spot on. Any idea how to contact Paul's website? Delay it on my Wings book. I'm in a huff. Yeah, is there not a contact us address on the website? I'm sure there must be. Yeah, I'm sure there must be a contact us, because people were sending back their records. If you bought it from Paul's website, there must be somewhere on the website that you can get back. I think there's a Q&A thing on there where you can say, where's my order, or there's something wrong with my order, and then go into it from there, and it leads you here and leads you there, and eventually you get the email address or whatever. Parthene Pam's dad saying thank you to Andy. We've got John here from Apple Jams. Hey, Tone, and everyone. I've only just arrived. Have we discussed Christmas presents yet? Yes. You'll have to watch the playback. I got the Wings book, the Blu-ray, the 2-disc Power to the People, and as a surprise, the anthology collection. What a great haul. That's fantastic. That's going to keep you busy. That's going to keep you busy for a while, John. Uh, John, Apple Jams is a new Beatles channel, and John is the host. If you want to check it out, please do. He's fairly new. Hope it's going well, John. I've seen a few of your videos recently. Joseph Blue, I just got here at 7 p.m. Oh, that means I'm awake a little bit behind. I'm about 20 minutes. I'm about 20 minutes behind with the messages, folks. Hang on in there. Hang on in there. A Love Letter to the Beatles is a new documentary about Beatles fans. I'm one of the interviewees. Fantastic. And when is that coming out, Tone? When are you expecting to air Hands Across the Water show? I'm not sure. I think we're going to do it. We're going to be the next show. I think it's going to be a live show. So there'll be me and Andy here. I mean, Andy will be here, right here, where I'm pointing now. That'll be Andy Nichols. The actual Andy Nichols will be here in my room. And we need to firm up with Kyle. We think we're going to do a live show. And it's either going to be on the 2nd or the 3rd of January, I think. But we'll keep you up to date. Keep tuned to the Hands Across the Water page. We'll do a community post and let everyone know that there's going to be a live show that you can all join in with. And I think we're going to kind of do an end of year wrap up. And it's going to be a bit like this. You can just talk about anything you like, really. We'll just try and keep you amused for an hour or so, and that's it. But we will let subscribers know when it's going to be. But it will be a live show. Tony says, "I'd love to get a double Paul album." Yeah, it could be. It could be 25 tracks. Don't think they'll all be on it, even if it is a double album. But 25 tracks done could be a double album. Fordy says, "Happy New Year, Tone and Mrs. Tone. Happy New Year to you and yours as well, mate." Whoever asked about Rubber Soul UK Mono Hazel Yarwood cut, the only identifiers are the -5 suffix etched on both sides and a PO on side A run out. I didn't know about the PO. I did know about the -5. Sounds great. Thank you for that info, Fordy. Thank you. Mike Wall Jasper says, "I don't believe Paul has ever had a double album." Well, kind of, Egypt Station was kind of a double album. If you bought it on vinyl, it was a double album. But it was a single CD. So I'm not sure if that counts. Does that count? I don't know. I always think of it as being a double album. Likewise, Kisses on the Bottom was a double album as well. If you got it on vinyl, single CD, but double album. Are there any others? Just trying to think. Don't think there are. Is that a triple album? Wings Over America. But yeah. Okay, Red Rose Speedway was almost a double album. There you go. Eric has just repeated. Well, I've preempted that comment. I'm expecting a Zoe trope of Dark Horse 1974, perhaps for Record Store Day. Yeah, well, I think that'll come out. I think that'll come out after the box set when they've done the box set. But they may, because from what I understand, Concert of Bangladesh has been ready to go for about 2 years. So that might come out really early in the year, and then maybe Dark Horse. That might mean that there'll be room for the Dark Horse box set, because Living in the Material World was 2024, so it kind of makes sense. So maybe Record Store Day, Zoe trope, but there will definitely be a Zoe trope for Dark Horse. But will there be one for Concert of Bangladesh? We'll have to see. I guess a Magical Mystery Tour box set could include both the double EP from the UK and the 11-song LP, plus a book, the movie itself, and any documentaries on the making of the film. Well, you know, I I'm kind of against there being film included in these box sets, because these box sets so far have just been, album centric audio things, and I think they should stay like that. We've already had a Magical Mystery Tour box set that's had the DVD in it, and it also had the EP in it. I don't think we need to repeat the EP and the American album, because there's nothing on the EP that isn't on the American album. So we don't really need it twice, do we? In the box set, just bumps the cost up, really. But there is that box set for Magical Mystery Tour that has got the film in it, has got the EP in it already. So I think I'd like those things kept separately. Definitely a book in there. Right, okay. Where are we? Let's move on. Tony says, I haven't seen Magical Mystery Tour in about 20 years. Maybe I'll put it on. Yeah, well, it's the right time of year to watch it, because it was originally came out on Boxing Day, 26th of December, 1967. So you're in the right ballpark there, Tone. A Help box set could include the album, maybe the Capitol album with the instrumental tracks, plus multiple takes off That Means a Lot, extra songs, a book, the movie itself. Again, no movie for me. They've done it. The movie's out. But no doubt at some stage they will do a cleaned up version of the movie. But anything they can give us musically, I'm up for it. The Magical Mystery Tour movie isn't great, but I don't think it's as bad as people say. The scene with Victor Spinetti is funny, and we've got 6 music videos in it. Yeah, I mean the music is flawless in it. There's a few plot holes. Let's just say there's a few plot holes in it. This guy here, Tone, is the celebrity I want to see. Which guy? Who are you talking about? I'm not sure. Who do you mean? Okay, let's move on. If they bring back the Beatles Fest in 2027, I want to go. Celebrities could include writers like Mark Luton and Ken Womack. Yeah, they could do if they could get them. Yeah, okay. But honestly, the best thing is just hanging out with other Beatles fans. Oh, sorry, just need to clear my throat a bit. Too much talking. Okay, yeah, best thing is just hanging out with everyone. It's great. That's what I love best, meeting everyone, especially with it being in America, because for me, there's not much chance of me meeting these people, because I'm in America once in a blue moon, really. So that was what was great. Maybe Beatles Fest may have to become an online event instead of venues. Yeah, well, they did that. They did that during COVID, didn't they? COVID, that happened. Mike says, well, Mike's got to go. I need to plough the driveway as we're getting blasted with snow. Have a great gig, Tone, and maybe you could take some video of the gig. I'd love to see it. Peace to you, Mike. Happy New Year and happy snow ploughing. Have fun. Unfortunately, they had way more record vendors before I had a record player. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Tony. Tribute bands have to change out. No 60-year-old Pauls. Yeah, I mean, we saw in Liverpool last December, we saw a fantastic band. Now, what were they were either called the Complete Beatles or the Beatles Complete. I'm not sure. And they were kids. The bass player was 18. They were fantastic, and they were really, really good. So it's great that young people are keeping the legacy going by forming bands and getting gigs at the Cavern, which is great. So yeah, totally agree with you, Charlie. Didn't Bellied Up to the Bar come from the old US Western movies? Don't ask me. Listen, if Heidi tells me something, I believe it. That's it. That's as far as it goes. If she tells me, I'm there. I mean, I don't know the origins of it. I don't really need to. I don't think, but I've just learned something new today, and there you go. Every day is a school day. Would you like Phil Angotti in Chicago covering the Beatles? He goes deep and does solo stuff like Getting Closer and Cheer Down. Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. In fact, I didn't know Phil Angotti. I've heard of Chicago, but I don't know any of the members' names. I'm not a big fan, but I'm guessing he's someone who was in the band Chicago, right? Just announced the 2027 fest will be headlined by a live edition of the Beatlepod with Mark Lewis as a contestant. Yeah, well, that would be good, wouldn't it? It would be good if he came on it and he came behind the other contestants as well. God, Joe Mayo would be insufferable if he beat Mark Lewis. if he got a better score than Mark Lewis, that would be funny. That would be funny. What's your band called and what covers do you do? So we're called Strongbox and we do a bit of everything. We do a lot of we do a lot of 60s, 70s and 80s stuff. And whenever people ask me what we do, I can never remember. We do a few Beatles songs. We do a bit of Madonna. Like a prayer, we do that, and we do some Blondie, Pulp, bit of Oasis. God, I'm trying to remember what we do. Fleetwood Mac, we do Go Your Own Way. We do that in a kind of a medley with what's that song called? I forget what it's called now. Do that one. We do that, and what else do we do? I can't remember. I can never remember what we do. Isn't that weird? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We do loads of stuff, loads of stuff. Bit of Rolling Stones, bit of Dire Straits. Yeah, lots of stuff. We do a bit of sort of dancey stuff. Oh, a bit of David Bowie. Yeah, we do David Bowie. Rolling Stones, did I say that? Yeah. There is slightly more common. There is a slightly more common US expression of a business failing. It went belly up. Yeah, we have that here as well. Yeah. The idea is like a dead fish floating with its belly up. Yeah, we have that, or any sort of dead animal. It's like that. Yeah. We have that one here as well, Eric. John says, thanks for the plug, Tone. Really appreciate your welcome, mate. You are welcome. A Love Letter to Beatles available now to buy on Blu-ray or DVD or stream online. Okay, what platform is it streaming on, Tone? Let everyone know, please, in the comments. That would be good. Maybe the way to get in touch with Macca's website, if nothing, 2 Headway Road, Wolverhampton. Return address. Maybe try them. I don't know. Whose address is that then? I don't know. I mean, basically, when you contact Paul's website, you're not actually contacting MPL. You're contacting Universal Music. I think it goes directly to Universal Music. Tony says, Apple Jams, I just subscribed. There you go. David says, Sgt. Pepper's SD had the making of an album, which was on the South Bank show, and maybe the films need to be part of future SDEs. You're right, actually. It did, didn't it? It did have that in it. It's Craig Warner. How you doing? Love your channel. Gives me a pickup. I'm waiting for a gallbladder removal and common bile duct clearance operation. God knows when, though. Should get first consultation date in February. Love you. I love you too, mate. Best of luck for all of that stuff. All of that stuff. It's horrible stuff to go through. And you know, I gave you a shout out in my last video because your idea about the Rubber Soul stripped back, I just absolutely loved. I loved it. I love that idea, and I think that really works for that particular album. And it was a great shout. But honestly, mate, best of luck for your procedures in the new year. I hope it goes well, and you know, and you're all good and patched up afterwards. Sounds horrible. Sounds horrible. John says to Tony, thank you very much. Nathan says he watches Magical Mystery Tour every Christmas. It's a tradition. Okay. I finally got Ken Michaels. I finally got a Ken Michaels mention for being in the documentary. Okay. Yes, I agree. The main thing is the music, I guess, including movies in a box set would only bump up the price and then maybe buy a lot. Yeah, maybe. Who have we got here? We've got Dave. Beatle Dave's here. Hello, Dave. So I'm late, but I've still got your man flu. Looking good, my friend. Thank you. I hope you've had a good Christmas, you and Sue. Happy New Year to you, mate. Beatle Dave is here in the house. He's not normally around at this sort of time of day, but glad to have you here, Dave. Best of luck, mate. And I hope you get over that flu. How can you have flu for this long? Did you not have the flu jab? Like all us old people had. But anyway, you know, I wish you better soon, mate. I do, honestly. I got that Rubber Soul mug at the 2015 Fest. Okay. Oh, the Wolverhampton address is Universal Music. Failed to say that. Sorry. Okay. Thanks very much. We are getting towards the end of this stream. I think I might be up to date. Almost up to date. What's the time? It's 37, and this is 7:35. So before I discovered the Beatles, my band was ABBA. Who did you like and collect before you discovered the Fab Four? Okay, so the first band that I was really into was Sparks. I was looking for a band to love, and you know, I was kind of, you know, I started off buying singles and stuff like that, and I was kind of into glam rock and things like that. And then the first band that I kind of loved was Sparks. That the first album that I bought by anyone, like proper album. I'm not talking about K-Tel and those, you know, 20 Golden Greats and all those sort of things. The first album that I bought, proper album by a band, was Kimono by House by Sparks in 1974. So they were the first band that I kind of got into, and I bought the next two albums after that, but they were kind of diminishing returns. Each one was slightly worse than the one before. So I got tired of Sparks very quickly, and my next passion was 10cc. I loved 10cc, and then I kind of got into Queen around that time as well. So those were the first bands that I was really mad on, and kind of loved for a little while, and then stopped loving. And then the Beatles took over in 1976, and you know, never looked back. But you know, I love, you know, there's lots of bands that I like. There's lots of bands that I like. But yeah, that was the first band. ABBA for you, eh? You and Mrs. Beatley Tone both. Okay. Tony says, a love letter to the Beatles on Tubby app. I've never heard of that. Is that even available in the UK? I've never heard of that. I don't know that one. Cheers, Tone. Thanks for being here. Thank you. And see you soon. James says, my first band was Slade in 1973. Yeah, I loved Slade, but they weren't a soul love. You know, I loved Slade, and I loved Sweet, and I loved Mud, and all those sort of glam rock bands. But I just used to buy sort of singles in those days. before Sparks. But you know, Slade were such a good band. That was such a good band. I don't think we really did we appreciate them at the time. I don't know if we did. They were really good. I mean, how do you feel? It's one of the greatest songs. It's one of the greatest songs of the 70s. How does it feel? Sorry. How does it feel? Have a good year, Tone. Look forward to the new vids next year. Thank you for being here and taking part and contributing and all that sort of stuff. That's really great. Charlie says, I'm going to check out this Beetle Ball Biscuit. Have you come on, Charlie? You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I kind of skipped over that video. Now, it's interesting because, you know, I'd like to know, you know, why people skip. You know, people don't like the idea of it, or there's a reason they're skipping because it's not getting as many views as as the other videos on my channel. So people maybe because it's a game show, people are not interested. They want more news or talking about music or whatever. Maybe that's the reason. But you know, obviously we want to try and make the show as good as and all encompassing as possible. But we thought we'd come up with a good format for it. Yeah, do tell me. Yeah, do watch it. It's fun. And what you need to do is if you watch the first episode and you like it, then you kind of need to go to episode 2, which is on the Dinner with Greedo channel. So on Paul's channel. So we're dropping them alternately on each of our channels. So one episode on here and one episode on Dinner with Greedo, and so it goes on. So third episode was on my channel. A fourth episode will be on Dinner with Greedo. So if you do like it and you don't want to miss it, then subscribe to Dinner with Greedo and you'll get notification when the next episode drops. Although I'll probably tell you here as well. James says, I still love 10cc too. Once you get your own money, you can love more artists. Yeah, you can. You know what? I did play Deceptive Bends the other day. Only the other day I played Deceptive Bends. I've kind of got like a love-hate relationship with 10cc where I just absolutely love them from about Sheet Music in 1974, although I did go back for the first album, but I never really liked that as much as all the others. From Sheet Music to Bloody Tourist, and then I bought what's it called? Here, what's it called? Here There? Is it called Here There? Here Something or Other. And I bought that in 1980, and I thought that was terrible. I thought it was a terrible album, and I thought, right, I'm out now. I'm out now, and then I didn't buy any of their stuff in the 80s, and I thought, right, I'm cured now. My 10cc thing is cured, and then they brought out a box set about a year ago of all their albums remastered, including the ones from the 1980s that I didn't have, and so I bought them again. So I bought the box set. It was like 70 quid for like about 10 album box set, and I thought, I can't turn that down. And it sounds fantastic. But yeah, so I'm back in the fold again. But I did play Deceptive Bends, which I bought in 1976 on vinyl. I played it on vinyl the other day. So I'm still entrenched in 10cc. I'm tuning up my new Ringo Ludwig kit. My wife spoiled me this Christmas. Seriously? That is a nice present. Although I do hate tuning up drums. Tricky business it is. Tricky business. What a great present. Dino says, Slade's best 2 are Everyday and How Does It Feel? Truly awesome. So you like the slow ones. How Does It Feel is just is brilliant. I also really love Far, Far Away is brilliant as well. I love that as well. And Mum, We're All Crazy Now. We used to do that in the band. But the singer hated it. She hated it, so we had to drop it, but it's good. James says, Slade and 10cc had Similar careers, a successful period, and then a huge commercial slump. Slade had a second wind in the 1980s. Yeah, because they started doing things like didn't they do the Reading Festival in something 79 or something like that, when they were all like punk bands were playing there. I think the Jam might have been on in 79 as well, and so they got this new audience. 10cc, not so much. They still go out. They still go out as 10cc, even though Graham Gouldman is the only member of the original band that's in it. But I think Rick Fenn, who was one of the blokes that joined later after Lol Cream and Kevin Godley left, I think he's in it now still live. And maybe Paul Burgess as well, the drummer, one of the extra drummers that they got. Okay. Right, Charlie says he's giving it a fair shot. Yeah, do give it a go. Give it a go. I'm a bit in awe of the Beatle board contestants' knowledge. I know your hat is in the ring. Your hat is in, well, when I say in the ring, it's in that bowl. It's in that bowl, and it could get picked out at any time. So you might need to look. It doesn't matter, John. It doesn't matter. It is literally just a bit of fun. It doesn't matter where you come on it. It's about, it's about hanging out with me and Paul and having a bit of a laugh and playing a bit of a game. So it doesn't really matter, how many points you get. You just give it your best shot. And the thing with trivia is that all trivia questions are easy if you know the answer. And they're all really hard if you don't know the answer. And that is a fact. There's loads of things, that we've got stuck in our head that we don't even know are in there until someone asks a silly question. But we do enjoy it. Right. Okay. Andy's still here for your information. Tuning Volume 2 is yeah, I saw that. It's got a publication date of December 2027. Yeah, I bet that gets put back. I bet it gets put back. Maybe it's a placeholder. We'll see. James says Paul and Wings really took me over in late 1975. Okay. Joseph Blue says Beatleboard is fantastic. So much fun. There you go. That's a fine recommendation. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Thanks, Andy, for the tuning to news. I hope it's good as Volume 1 after such a long time. I'm not even sure if I'll even bother getting it. It's just full of stuff that I don't need to know now, I think. Sheet Music is the 10cc masterpiece. I saw 10cc What's Left play the whole of Sheet Music a few years back. So I saw them for I never caught the original band, but I did see them on the Deceptive Benz tour, the one where they recorded the live album Live and Let Live, or Live and Let Live, whatever you want to call it. That was the first time I saw them, and then I saw them the year after that at Wembley when Dreadlock Holiday was #1, and that was the Bloody Tourist tour. And true to 10cc cheesy form, when they ended Dreadlock Holiday, it was at Wembley Arena. When they ended Dreadlock Holiday, they sang, "I don't like Wembley, I love it." And I thought, that is the cheese that I've come for. That is the cheese that I've come for. Okay, right. Okay, Paul Duggan, hiya. I applied to be on the Beatle board. Is that it, or do I? No. Your name, if you've applied, you are in this bowl somewhere. You're in this bowl somewhere, and you don't have to apply again. Every time that we draw out a contestant for the next episode at the end of the current episode, if you don't get pulled out, then your name is still in there. Your name is still out. You don't have to apply again, and that's it. You're in. Your name is in there, and eventually it will get pulled out. Okay. David says Slade did Reading Festival 1980. There you go. I knew it was around that time. When it was a hard rock festival, the only as a last-minute replacement for Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, good info. Thank you for the news, Andy. Will you be proofreading for Martin Lewison? I've seen the recent 10cc and it's been great. I heard Paul Burgess has just retired. Okay. Nick says, greets from Great Britain. Greets back from Great Britain from me. Dino says, all George Harrison fans, whether old or new, should buy the new special record collector magazine, 100% George. Okay. I haven't seen that yet. Is it out yet, Dino? And are you in it? Are you in this? Are you in this one as well? Elfin Man says Slade played Monster of Rock in place of Blizzard of Oz in 1980. Yeah, I was there. I think it was Iron Maiden had to follow them. Okay, no tort order. Craig says I did appreciate Slade enough. I thought they were a novelty because of the dressing up and Merry Christmas Everybody, which I didn't realize came out the same year as Wizards. Wish it could be Christmas every day. Yeah, 1973. Yeah, the dressing up thing wasn't really like a novelty thing. That was kind of how bands dressed up in the 70s. The glam rock bands, anyway, they all kind of, you know, wore those sort of glittery things and you know, makeup and all that sort of stuff. So I never really thought of them as being a novelty band, just a you know, just a glam rock band, just like all the others, except they were just like a little bit better than all the others. I thought they had better songs. Charlie says, Joseph Blue, that's why I watch these channels, because they're fun and informative. Okay, great. Thank you. I think we've reached the last comment. Paul Baker says, I'm going to see 10cc in Plymouth next year. Okay, have a fantastic time. And we've just had one more thing here. Noddy was such a great rock singer. He was. And, you know, I know that Slade are going out now, aren't they, with Dave Hill. And, you know, what's the point? Because without Noddy, it's not going to sound like Slade. It's like, you know, it's like all this, you know, Queen with Paul Rogers bollocks and Adam Lambert and all that. You know, you can't have Queen without Freddie Mercury. That's the whole sound. That is the whole sound. And, you know, we wouldn't accept the Stones without Mick Jagger, would we? So, yeah, load of nonsense. Happy New Year to you, Lynn, as well. Best wishes for 2026. Dino is saying George Harrison Record Collector magazine is now hitting the shops, and I do make a fleeting appearance with impatience. Okay, I'll be getting it. No worries. My first album was Slade. That one where they had Slade written on their knuckles, and Dave Hill felt the need to let the world know that he had nipples, as I remember correctly. Okay. Craig says, I've met Noddy in Dalston, where he was born and still doing charity work about 5 years ago. Okay. John says, happy and healthy New Year to the Beatley Tone family. Thank you very much, John. Dino says, great show. Thank you, Dino. Have a fab 2026. You too, mate. See you in Liverpool. Love Beetleboard. Great concept and idea. Thanks very much. And finally, James says, happy New Year. Hopefully West Ham stay up. Let's hope so. It's not looking likely. Right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being on the show today. I've had an absolute blast talking to you. It's been a fantastic year, you know, for the channel and getting to see everyone. And it's just been great. It's just been a really great year. Thank you, everyone who is part of my channel. And either, you know, even if you just watch and you don't contribute with comments, or you've been just watching this live stream without commenting, but just, you know, just watching it. Thanks everyone who has been here and contributes to the channel, because the channel is nothing without you guys. So thank you so much, everyone. I wish you all a very happy 2026. Happy and healthy 2026. And I will see you all very soon. All the best now.